All right, here. Should I just do a quick? I'll do the quick intro now.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah.
all right. Welcome to the Star Wars: A New Hope commentary here on the Cinebums Network. I'm John Nuring here, along with my partner Luke Mueller. Luke, how are you doing today?
I'm good, John. I'm really excited for this movie. There's been a lot of people, talking about it all week. We're not sure what's gonna happen, but that's why we love new movies.
That's very true. We have a good one today. There's been a lot of anticipation for Star Wars here. Yeah.
And I think, John, my key. I just thought of a
This,
new segment.
yes. Yeah.
Here, ask me who's your key to watch today.
Luke, what are you watching for today? What's your keys today?
My key to watch today. Some people would think would be the star newcomer Mark Hamill, but actually it's veteran Alec Guinness, because I think he's most of these actors are new, and I think they need the veteran Alec Guinness to really step up and carry the team to a win today.
Yeah, he's the experienced veteran. That's a good point. I think he should bring a lot to this.
As far as Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, they're the two big wild cards, I think, of the cast today. We don't know what we're going to get. I'm very intrigued by it. Mark Hamill, we have not seen him in practically anything yet.
Yeah, he's really a fresh face, isn't he? And you know who's going to be calling the plays on the sideline today? Director and writer George Lucas. Now he's got his work cut out for him today. There was rumblings of production issues
Yeah,
and
for
a
sure.
lot of stressful situations for
Yeah.
this shoot. So he's been here before. This isn't his first go around, but I think the pressure is on for Lucas today. Is that right?
Yeah, it's really hard when you hear that, John, about production problems. We were hearing so much about The Godfather last week. And apparently, most of the crew turned on their director in this production. So, including this cast, which some of them are newcomers, don't have a lot going for them in their acting careers yet. Really thought a lot of this movie was total bullshit.
We'll have to wait and see for ourselves, I guess. I just had that thought. I didn't know if I should be like looking at you when you're talking like this when you're talking. Oh wait, no, it'd be that way. Whoops. Like how they do when they're sitting at the table, like looking at the camera.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go to a commercial.
Let's go to a sideline reporter.
How many sideline reporters do we have?
We forgot to hire the sideline reporter before the game, before the movie.
Let's restart. I feel like it's too off.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's start at the Fox logo, because we'll
Yeah.
say some things about the Fox logo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right. I actually, okay, just pause. I just paused mine at the first time I heard like the drums. So maybe like right when it goes, like,
Duh, duh,
yeah.
duh. All right.
All right. You want
Mine
to
kind
like,
of just starts right at the drums, so I'll just start at 0.
okay.
All
Then do
right.
you want to like just do like three, two, one, and then we'll
3, 2, 1, and go.
wait on one or on go?
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. 3, 2, 1. The sound of brilliant percussion music. This place is a rocking.
Wow. Yeah. You could drop 1,000 pins and you couldn't hear any of them drop. It is so loud in here right now.
Shout out to Fox. Fox is the finest studio of this era.
One of the best in the business. And wow, right from the get-go, we have a big pop of music. Um, Compliments of John Williams here, and we have the scroll. Um, Now this Luke, tell me, is this going to give us a description of sort of what
I
we're
think it
getting
is,
into?
John. I
This
think it
is
is. I think we're gonna learn a lot here,
wow. So this will be
but not
really,
too much. Not
yeah.
too much.
It shouldn't give away too much, but just enough to give you the gist of what we're leading
The
ourselves
gist.
into here.
I noticed how it said a long time ago in a galaxy. So we're in the past.
So yes, we've gone to the past. This is a galaxy far, far away.
I think it's the
Um,
1800s.
1800s. There could be, as I think was teased, in the trailers, there could be some things that are out of this world, because this is like it says in a different galaxy. So um, there could be completely new things we've never seen before, that we'll have to be ready for.
I'm excited. I'm
Well,
excited.
I know the crowd is really
And then the
just on the edge of their
words
seat.
just look at John as the words just
Words are
fade into the deep space. George
yes.
Lucas said this was going to be a space opera. And I felt that very much in that opening shot.
You can absolutely right from the get-go, you can feel that. And now we're scaling down to what looks like to be a small moon or a planet. And wow, that score is just really
Really prevalent
grand.
here, John.
Oh wow, and bang! Wow, right away we have some fire, some laser fire.
It's a firefight, John, that's for sure.
It is, and these seem to be two unevenly matched ships right here. We have one ship that is very large, that seems to be in pursuit of a smaller one, and oh,
Uh,
bang! Right, a shot to the top of the ship there.
right in the middle of the ship.
Wow. And now, Luke, what do we have here? It looks like we have some
These
android type robot
I would say
characters here.
robots. Yes.
These robots, you would say?
I'd say these are robots, John.
Yeah,
And then there
wow.
are people running past. This is apparently some sort of rebellion.
So this is a rebellion, and I would have to imagine whatever they're rebelling against is the entity that is attacking them
Yeah.
currently. Just to paint the picture for the folks at home.
Right. These are very anxious robots though, John, as
They
if
seem,
they have human emotions.
yes, they seem to
I don't
have,
know. Kind of like iRobot with Will Smith.
yeah, that's a good comparison.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's paying homage to that movie.
yeah.
Will Smith, we all know, famously slapped Chris Rock before we were watching this movie today.
Yes, that happened before. Maybe there'll be a reference to that in this movie. It seems like the oh, and bang bang. Oh, we have some these now what are these? We have some soldiers that appear to be in this white armor that is now attacking these
Yeah,
human beings here.
right. And they're being overrun. The
They are
rebellion
being
is being
overrun. Yeah.
overrun. Who are the players? These are clearly just the infantry, the ground troops.
Oh, and now here we have, oh wow, and there he is. We have what seems to be the leader of this organization come in.
Mama, there goes that man.
He's very menacing and
He sounds like a smoker, a
yes,
former
it appears
smoker.
he has some respiratory issues.
Yeah.
We
I
don't know exactly what that
right.
could be from.
Yeah, this robot apparently is British, John.
This we have a British robot. So maybe this the galaxy far, far away is just in fact in England. Um,
England in the 1800s.
England of the 1800s. That what it appears to be. And we have a chokehold right now with
Oh man. He's
the man
about
in
that. Look at
black.
that. When you have a chokehold like that, John, that gets you like almost half a foot off the ground. I mean, you
Now,
that's the strength of this man.
you'd have to imagine that he could not breathe very well under those circumstances. Is that right, Luke?
I would say so, but neither is the guy who's choking. So you got two guys together suffocating in suffocating presently.
And we see maybe that's a personal vendetta, maybe because he has issues breathing himself that he wants to inflict that on others. We don't know. And wow,
And they don't apparently, John, they don't detect anybody on this escape pod because it only escapes detects life forms.
oh, that's interesting then. And for the folks at home, what sort of technology are they using to determine that, do you know?
That's what you want to see, John. Four men in white suits with one woman.
Well, yeah, what is going to happen here? The tables could turn right here.
Well, we just learned this guy's name, Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. They're looking for the plans. We did see earlier, she was doing something mysterious with that robot. Was that to conceal something?
I wonder who if Vader's boss is Donald Trump.
That is very plausible. We may see a Trump a cameo in here. And now we've gone from space. Now we are down into these sand dunes here. Now, could this be the sand dunes of Northwest Indiana? Could this be the Sahara? What type of location are we looking at here, Luke?
This is shot in Death Valley, California. If you
Wow.
listen to our Pineapple Express broadcast, me and one of my friends shared photos of our trip there, and you will see many locations that I actually went to.
Now it seems that you have these two robots, they're bickering. They're not really on the same page. It seems they're about to
Yeah.
maybe go their separate way. Oh,
Hey,
and a kick
oh,
to
a
the
kick, a big
boost.
kick in the foot of this. I don't think it affects though. This droid, I don't know if we know droid yet, but John, this robot is like a tank, as you could clearly see, and
Yes.
can
Yeah.
take any kick sort of like that. I wonder if we're gonna see this him take more beatings the rest of the movie.
This is not a place you want to find yourself stranded, especially as a robot. You probably
Yeah.
don't have the proper footwear to be going through sand in this. So this could be quite difficult for this robot here.
Right. And as you can see also, John, he barely can he's very stiff, this robot. He barely can bend his legs. He's got wires sticking out of him.
We're getting reports from our sideline reporter. These are called Jawas, I
A
guess.
Jawa.
Jawa. Yeah. It appears they've just captured this robot now. And what could they be doing? They could be, selling it for parts, keeping it hostage for whatever reason. We don't know that. They're bringing it back to their large vehicle now. Oh, and it appears he's been sucked up into the ship.
You said he's been sucked up.
He's been sucked up.
And they're riding some sort of I don't know if this is
Yeah.
another now a Jurassic Park homage, but
Yeah, no, if this is in Death Valley, maybe these are creatures that are native to that area. That's why they use them in production. I'm not
yeah, maybe
familiar
it's
with
not
them.
Death Valley, John, because I did not see anything like that there.
Wow, this could be a completely different place. Maybe it's somewhere in Africa, maybe
Yeah.
somewhere else in the US. It appears the Jawas here are trying to explain something to these robots. There's a lot of miscommunication, a lot of different
There
languages we're
is.
hearing here.
Yeah. I'm not like saying anything, but it these little Jawas kind of resemble little Asian women to me. Are those Asian women under those hoods? I don't know.
That is something we may have to ask Lucas himself
Maybe
at
in the
the
press conference when we
press
get to interview the
conference.
Jawas, they can take off their hoods for us. And
Yeah, they do appear to be mysterious. We're not quite sure who they are. Now it looks like we have some regular human beings being introduced here. There's young Mark Hamill, the rookie,
yeah,
out there.
very handsome man, John. I like the promise of his career as a movie star. I'm not sure if it will what will happen with this particular movie, but definitely I see him doing a lot of other things after this.
Yes, and Hamill sporting a light um, mop top haircut, maybe a reminiscent of a blonde Beetle. And
That's true.
the R2 unit has a bad motivator, is what we're hearing. So, I would also have to
You do
say
not
sometimes
want a robot with a bad motivator,
my
John. I
parents
think
said to me growing up, I had a bad motivator as well.
oh, I think Elon Musk would say, he wouldn't want a bad motivator in one of his Tesla cars.
Yeah, and now you wonder if perhaps they consulted Elon on some of these robots
Yeah,
that they were making for the film.
that's true. This kind of makes me want to get a hot tub going, John.
Yeah, I almost want to take a cold plunge myself.
I was thinking about this during our commercial break, John, and a lot of people there's people who are very against doing what we're doing, which is say watching, a movie together for the first time and like figuring it out, talking through the whole thing. Some people just want to be completely silent and really pay attention to the film and the dialogue and stuff like that. And I reject that whole premise. I believe by us um, visualizing it and talking about it together. Um, with our tremendous years of expertise in this business of doing this, is really the only way to is the best way to follow a film.
Yeah, I really think this is the way to do it. And I may be biased, but where else can you get this type of expertise and information out there while you're watching a movie? Otherwise you might be completely lost. I think it helps to have uh, you know, the
You
the
need a
happenings on
guider. You need a
screen.
guider in the movie to tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
And
And for instance, what's happening here? We have what seems to be a projection here, and you won't get this type of information anywhere else. And we'll have to, maybe this is a question for the press conference, but maybe perhaps Lucas consulted the guys that did the Tupac hologram for this
mhm.
effect that they have going on right now here.
I am also sensing a an immediate romance as our character Mark Hamill's character Luke seems to be staring very intently at the princess.
Yeah, perhaps later on we will see some steamy love scene between the two of them. I know I would be very excited for that if that comes to be. Oh, there's a woman's voice calling out to Luke here,
Just it makes me cringe. John reminds me of my parents calling me for dinner as a kid
just
and
nagging away.
not wanting to go, See, we
That
understand exactly what's going on.
we know what the we know what the characters are going through, what they're
Yes,
experiencing, feeling.
yes.
So we're here
Right. Right.
to relay that to the audience.
This is how you watch films. And this is and if you want to follow along with us with more movies, we can keep doing this. And I think it's up to us to bring people away from their phones and into the screen. We need
Yes.
added attention in cinema nowadays.
Yes, and this is a way to to disconnect from that and just be immersed in this world here. And we're helping you do that. That's what we're here to do. Oh, and there's some concern about Luke being too much like his father. Now, what does that mean? We may have to
Yeah.
hear that the John Williams score is slowly starting to come back in, and it's rising. And wow, we have a big scene here. Now it appears they're looking for what the R2 unit, as they call it, is the smaller blue robot. They're looking for him.
R2. What does R2 mean?
R2, yeah, what could that possibly mean,
Because imagine if you lived in under that like your home is that circular, you know,
It feels easy to be
that's
trapped in
yeah,
that.
he kind of lives in a ditch.
And
Like,
especially as farmers, it doesn't appear that there's good soil for farming.
no,
But here they are, so it's interesting. Maybe there's some other new futuristic way that they have been able to. Oh, and what is this? Oh, it seems we have trouble up in the cliffs. Sand people, it seems is what they're called, and
they're sand people.
they're aware
Is
they
that
may
like
be
the
in danger.
Sandman in Spider-Man 3?
Now that maybe that is what is on
Is this
the
like,
horizon here is.
because he in that movie, he's constantly searching.
Oh
Oh my
wow!
God.
And out of nowhere we have a sand person. Oh, he knocks Luke down. He's going left and right and left and wow. And there, what I believe he called a lightsaber.
I'll just hear the sound of that lightsaber, John. Have you ever heard
Yeah.
anything like this lightsaber?
Maybe out of a neon light, but not in the context of a weapon, of weaponry like we have here. Wow. And there is another big reveal here. Darth Vader, who we were introduced to in the opening scene, we have now found out that is the murderer of Luke's father. Now Guinness is now talking about this force that penetrates us. Now, penetrating force. Luke, are you familiar with penetrating forces? Do you know what he could be talking about?
I'm familiar with giving a penetrating force, that's for sure,
So
John.
you do know about this. Okay,
I
wow.
do, yeah. But one on to me a penetrating force, I would never let that happen
You would
ever.
never, that's not something
That
you're familiar
I'm not
with.
interested in that.
My only experience was one time in college, out of curiosity, but that's, I think maybe a little bit different from what they're talking about here.
So it seems like some sort of exchange now of force.
It looks like he's looking for Luke's youth to aid him in this. and I'm sensing some sexual tension here
I
as
think
well.
Luke's, yeah, I think, well, Luke's very young. He's on a moisture farm. He has not experienced the Force.
I just went to a commercial. Fuck.
All right, I'll pause it.
2 minutes.
Oh, this is hard.
I know.
I like really don't know what to say sometimes.
Yeah. So I don't know whether to get too much into like to talk about like the story or like talk about
Yeah.
the like real life
The
stuff
very
about it.
minute details of
Yeah.
like
Like get like
I think you're
excited.
doing fine. I have no
Oh,
idea
okay.
what to say.
I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of ways to like ask you like questions for like your expert opinion, whatever.
Right, but like
But then
we're
you
supposed to
also
not know anything. Yeah, so that's
yeah.
maybe where we've put ourselves in a corner here. It was a awkward night and I had drank too much Bush Light and
Mhm.
then,
Yeah. We could go back to
and
just to that
I
part if you
didn't know
wanted.
and I didn't know how to I didn't know how to insert it, John.
Yeah.
Maybe Obi-Wan, I needed an Obi-Wan to teach me how to
Yeah.
insert it. I definitely don't like a slaughter, John, that's for sure.
It doesn't. Yeah. It reminds me of the time my parents took me to the old family farm and had some unfortunate imagery of some pigs stuck in my head from that. And
You never told me there was a family farm, John. Is that in Oklahoma or Iowa?
this was in this was in Iowa and had a lot of great experiences here until the one day where the pig that I got to take care of from as a young child turned into our dinner for the evening. And that's all, slaughters remind me of. And
Hmm.
um, I think I'm a little upset that someone as respected as George Lucas would include that in there because it just is kind of triggering for me thinking of my pig Spanky back then. But that's just a personal thing for me. I can get over it. Um, hopefully we can move on from
Well,
that.
you know what they say, John. If you eat pork on a regular basis, you gotta live with uh being able to witness the death of the animals.
You got to know where your food comes from, I suppose. And that's my own issue. And what is this? And wow, it appears we have skeletons. It seems though someone has been going through and murdering,
Incinerating.
incinerating, just absolutely obliterating the population. And Luke is not happy about it.
Yeah, he's not happy about his uncle and aunt being
And now, what is this? This is some sort of moon, or
incinerated, that's for sure.
this, yeah. And here is the return of Vader, Darth Vader.
Now, are they about to use the Force on Princess Leia? I don't know.
Will they penetrate with the Force here? And what is this? A terrifying contraption here with a syringe. What could this be? Luke, what do you think could be in this syringe? Do you have any experience with these sort of syringes?
I mean, not. I usually add syringe to myself. I'm never getting forcefully syringed by something I don't know. Usually, when I syringe myself, I take careful. I ask my uh uh friend carefully what are the contents of that I'm shooting myself with.
Yes.
Um,
And let's hope they're not
I don't
sharing
mess around with
needles.
that, John.
Yeah.
This is where I would want to be if I was on this planet, John.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of downtown Santa Fe, New Mexico. I would say if you're ever in downtown Santa Fe, I would avoid Carl's Bistro there. They're very unfriendly and unkind to out of towners. And I would say that was the
Is that a famous place? It sounds famous. Carl's Bistro.
yeah, it's a rather famous place. And I have to say, don't go there um, if um, if you look like me, because then they don't like you there. And yeah, I couldn't think of anything.
On a personal level, John, a garbage truck just drove past my window.
Wow. And
Those things are so tall, John. I'm on the second floor and there's a
And
gar
you
I
could,
could see it.
you are the second, you know, how tall do you think that garbage truck is? That is pretty remarkable that you can see it from your second floor window. Oh, wow. Wow, how about that? It looks like it is
It is
based
Carl's
on Carl's
Bistro.
Bistro because that's exactly the type of lip that I got when I went there. Um, it appears maybe the droids are, supposed to resemble, a person like me in this world. Just always gets, he doesn't get what they want, and always, this shows you what the type of place this is. The people were just murdered in a fight here, and everybody goes about their business. This is not a
Yeah, the
place you want to
music
be.
just go and the music just goes back on. I mean,
Yeah,
imagine what kind of gig that is for those musicians.
yeah, they have seen it all.
I don't know about you, John, but like I don't want a dog taller than me. That's for
I
sure.
you want to be able to overpower the dog
Yeah.
in case it would decide to turn on you
This
and
dog would eat
attack.
you alive in your sleep if you know.
Yeah, I would care to say that it would probably devour you in one piece. Dangerous game that Harrison Ford is playing here. This is not good. This what is it? Oh my goodness! Bang! Down goes Greedo, and
Did you see who shot first, John?
I it, now we might have to go back to the instant replay here to see who
Right, right,
shot first.
right.
You saw two lasers go by,
Yeah.
and
I don't think anyone though really. Who cares? Who's gonna care
uh,
about that?
and now
The way
the
he asked, "What do you mean?" I just had to tell my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, this is gonna be a little bit longer.
yeah, this might be a while. All right, I'm on like the shot is like a stormtrooper on the right side of my screen walking through this
They're
like
about to
alley or
bang the
something.
door.
Yeah,
Bang.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. Bang, bang on the door. Wow.
Yeah. You know, sometimes in life, like, maybe say in like I wish there were like just random rooms with sliding doors that you can just, hang out in.
Yeah, hide from your family and your personal problems. There's a lot of, what we've seen here in the past 10 or so minutes is a lot of negotiating with Harrison Ford's character here, negotiating with Carrie Fisher on the spaceship, negotiating. There's a lot of negotiations here, and it reminds me a lot of my third divorce. Just negotiating. Can I at least get the car? I had to lose my house, I lose my
So this is
kids.
what it was like,
So
huh?
this is it's just kind of bringing back those memories. And all I ended up getting out of it was um, you know, this old TV that I get to watch this on and do my job with. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's perfect. It worked out for the better, John, because now we have time to do this.
it did, and I'm still happy to be here with you, with doing our job, and that's all that I can really rely on here since my family is now gone. So. Uh, but at any rate, here we are. We have look. This looks to be the ship that they're speaking of. And now, are you pulling my leg here? Or is this dog about to fly this spaceship here?
And then now he deals with it by flying in a ship with this dog and
Oh, and
bringing random people
and
aboard. And
bang
oh my
bang,
God, it's a
we have a
firefight.
firefight going on here. How Solo is dodging those lasers, I have no idea, but they have
Yep,
to get out
this
of there
man is able to
fast.
take on 6 soldiers at once.
They are strapping in, and we have liftoff. They are getting out of Dodge, and it appears they have escaped for now.
It's a
Boy, that
very
was that was sure a fast trip up into outer space.
yeah.
They're talking about making the jump to hyperspace now, and they are in trouble here. They look to be cornered. I don't know that they're going to be able to get out of this. And it looks like they are going. They have gone
They're
into
going,
hyperspace.
gone.
Going, gone.
You're
I
not
guess there,
catching them like that, John. That's for sure.
that there is
Uh,
no catching them there. And Obi-Wan knows that there is something wrong. The Force has penetrated him, tell him that something is wrong here. Now, Luke, as a veteran actor like Alec Guinness,
yeah.
Could he possibly be showing his true self here? He seems to be very tired and in distress.
Maybe, yeah, maybe the
Could
shoot
this
was too long, John, at this point.
it seems it may be easy for him to get in character, or maybe this was a choice by him to show his true character that he
He's
is
sitting on the side of
tired and
set, like
old.
wondering what is going on. Also,
No.
Hans Harrison Ford is a gun nut here.
Yeah, he seems to be all about his blaster. He likes to blast.
But
Uh,
usually people who like you know, ancient religions also tend to like guns too.
that is true, what does this say about our own society, I guess.
Oh no.
Well, now how
What?
is he going to do this?
What?
He will not be able to see.
Oh,
This seems to be setting him up for failure. And what this? Oh, and he's already not doing
yeah,
well.
so
He has
obviously,
taken a
duh.
hit. Now I guess we're
Stretch out
going
with your
for round
feelings.
two.
What feelings?
And oh, he has
Oh,
anticipated the shots and deflected them. Now that is something else. Solo's not impressed. He
so
thinks it's
maybe
fucked.
I should close my eyes for the rest of this broadcast, John, and I will broadcast better.
That I think is what you need to do. Just trust your instincts, Luke.
I was asleep
Oh,
there for a second.
whoa,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. See that one doesn't work for me.
it doesn't work. Oh, okay. Well, maybe just in this fantasy world that it actually works. This asteroid field is brought to you by this is brought to you by Lou Hall, attorney at law. If you trip or fall, give Hall a call. Lou Hall, attorney at law.
Give Hall a call.
Now, what do they do in this situation, Luke? It seems like they're being hunted. They've got some
They
asteroids they
follow
have to
that fighter
navigate.
down, John. They have the bigger ship. They have more firepower. They cannot be seen in this situation.
All right, we'll see how it plays out.
That's what I do, John. If I see anyone who is mildly threatening to me on the street, I follow them.
I think that's good advice for any situation.
I become the hunt. Yeah, I will not be the hunted.
As a man,
I
that's
am
what
not.
you have to do in America
I'm
today.
not a victim.
Yeah, you're not playing the victim. You're not looking for someone else's help. You're taking it into your own hands. That's what we do as men. And there we go. There may still be some use to the princess.
You gotta stop using this princess, John.
They have only gotten into more trouble by using her. Now, where could they have gone? We just saw them on the
Yeah.
ship. It doesn't appear that they're
Yeah.
there anymore.
Yeah. Did they jump out of the ship?
Oh, oh, and what's this?
Ooh.
Looks like they hid under the floorboards the
Sneaky.
whole time.
Sneaky. I need something like that in my apartment, John, to hide from my girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Now, there is a line there. Who is more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows it? That is what I always say.
That's what I feel like I'm doing right now, John.
Yeah. Now here it looks like these crates that they're using may be from IKEA. It looks a little familiar from my many trips to IKEA.
They make great crates.
They make great crates and they make even better Swedish meatballs. That's typically
My
where I find
favorite. It's my
myself.
favorite restaurant, actually in
I
Burbank. If you're ever in Burbank, California, it's the best restaurant there.
go get the Swedish meatballs. This scene is brought to you by IKEA. Thank you, IKEA.
But specifically the Swedish meatballs, we did not get clearance to the furniture or the
We
home
did
goods,
not.
but the
Yes.
restaurant.
Yes.
Can
And
you imagine, John, if we did this over like something crazy like Lawrence of Arabia or Seven Samurai?
I can't imagine, no.
Yeah. This is a pretty long and pretty like constantly entertaining movie too.
Yeah.
I've never had the chance to save a princess, but I'm sure if someone wanted to do it with me, I would probably not want to go.
I don't think that I would have the motivation to do that. But
Probably need to drink at least 7 yerba mates to save a
you
princess.
need quite a lot of yerba mates and maybe a cash reward like is being discussed here. That is how
All
he's going to
right,
get
that
Solo to
changes
help.
everything. Yep. Changes everything.
Not a happy camper there. It looks like he only
It's hard to
trusts
take this dog for a
Solo.
walk, John.
Yeah. I mean, who's walking who? Now, this is something we can all relate for. how long do you have to wait for the elevator nowadays? What did elevator technology just go back to the dark ages? It takes so long.
Everything's gotten better but elevators.
Oh, I've been there before. Don't want more people coming into my elevator with me.
I never do. Yeah, I always hit that closed door button, John, and it goes, and I look rude. I look rude, but the point is you'll never see those people again.
You'll never see them again, and that is your own time. You especially don't want them in there, and they might not want to be in there after you've had some Chipotle, if you know what I mean. Now, there's a lot of blasting going on there. We know Solo is much more of a fan of blasting than penetrating with the Force. He's a blaster.
Now,
He
yeah,
is
yeah.
a
What are you?
blaster.
Are you a blaster, John, or a penetrator?
Yeah, I'm more of a blaster myself. I like to blast all over, and
Well, you can't have one without the other, huh?
that is true. That is true. To be blasting, you got to be penetrating as well.
I don't know how Solo blasts so much without any penetrating at all. That's a skill I have not learned yet.
No, that is a unique skill set. Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? Now that is quite the roast.
Better than the roast of Tom Brady. I don't know if you watched
Oh,
that.
that is much far better than the roast of Tom Brady.
Even you've lost steam, so
Yeah.
that means the show is gone. The show's going to shit.
Uh, it's almost like I feel like I've just been taken out of character. Yeah.
Yes. The character, the character doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. The character left.
Our characters had such little to say and brain
Yeah.
power that we have nothing left.
Just run out of steam. And now we're just watching Star Wars.
As over Zoom,
Oh man. I may need those other 7 yerba mates.
just to watch the.
Yeah.
I think it would just your brain would feel even more confused. You'd just be sitting
Yeah.
here like, now I even really don't know what to say.
Yeah. My brain would be moving too fast.
Hey guys, I mean, movie commentaries are hard. We didn't make this movie.
Yeah. We did it. We do know some behind the scenes stuff just from how famous this movie is and all the shit that's been talked about it. Well, we don't know about all the makings of it because we did not make this movie.
I'm hungry during this commentary. Maybe that would have helped.
Maybe, yeah, some energy from food. Now they've been in here quite a while with the walls still closing in.
Feels like an eternity.
Yeah,
Every second of this movie has never felt so long.
yeah.
Shut up and listen to me.
Yeah, no, speaking of yeah, trying to escape. I can really relate to the Solo sometimes though, just kind of that fuck it attitude. We just got to get out of here. Just
Getting mad at a woman.
yeah, get it. Yeah, that's just typical me.
How is the wife, John, by the way?
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she said this weekend she's going away with her friend to this cabin up in the mountains. It's with her
Mhm.
male coworker from that they say they're just friends. So it's all just normal. She says they're going up for
Interesting.
this nice weekend. Yeah, he picked her up with like a bouquet of flowers and bottle of wine, but it's just nice that she has
She
a
has good
coworker
friends.
that is like
Yeah.
nice like that. And
It's important that she has friends.
yeah, and so if me, I'm just home alone, and she's having fun with her friends. I'm sure they're just hiking or something.
Yeah. The irony, my
And
girlfriend next week is going away to a cabin as well,
oh
with
wow.
a male coworker.
Oh wow. Well, that's I mean it's great that we both have, our significant others have these good
Great
coworkers
friends.
that they
Yeah.
work with that. they can do these fun
Right.
trips with, Yeah. He's just really a great guy, and
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and usually if I like say something like that my girlfriend doesn't like, she'll call the guy and like and then she'll come back and she'll feel better.
Yeah, she always comes back from these like weekend trips
And I'm
in
like,
such a
"Oh, it's
great
nice."
mood and
It's
yeah,
nice that
it's
like she's got this activity that's making her happy.
yeah, it really is, and sometimes even, I'll be like, trying to get her attention or, talk to her and
Yeah.
she's busy talking on the phone with him, but
Mhm.
it's fun, they're just friends, you got to be accepting of that, especially today's day and
Right.
age.
You understand that you need friends.
That's, as much as she talks about how much of a disappointment that I am, I know that as long as she has her time, with her friend, she'll come back and she'll be
She'll
just
be able to
fine
deal
after
with it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting too, it was
Gotta count your blessings in life.
you got to count your blessings, you really do. Yeah, and it's interesting too around this Christmas time, he actually went with my wife to her family's Christmas, and I stayed home. I guess she just said she wanted it that way. She didn't want to, stress me out by making me travel and stuff. So she brought him instead. So,
Oh.
you know,
I'm glad to hear everything's
that's
okay.
nice too. Yeah, everything's going great. Yeah, with the marriage. So yeah. It's much better than my previous marriage I was talking about, with I
Yeah.
lost I haven't spoken to my three sons in about 10 years now. And
Oh man. You're
um
like Christopher Walken and Catch Me If You Can.
yeah, that's really how I feel. I feel like a walk-in-esque Catch Me If You Can character a lot. And but it's been good, I think things are looking up for me. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Chris Rock has this joke for the last Kevin Hart special. No, the Kevin Hart. It's like a Kevin Hart Mark Twain prize thing that I like. He's like Kevin Hart is second marriage happy, and that's what John clearly is, second marriage
Yeah,
happy.
yeah,
Which makes me think like if you had a third marriage, I mean that what third marriage happy must be like.
maybe that could be great. Yeah, I don't know,
Because
um
if you have a third marriage, John, then like you could have a wife with even more friends like
oh
that,
yeah,
you know?
then think she might have even more friends to take her on weekend getaways. That would probably that might be great, maybe I need to start thinking about that, I'd have to make sure it's okay with like the current one though.
So yeah, she might. I have a feeling she'll be okay.
Yeah, I
You
actually, well,
might
I
be
just
doing yeah.
she just texted me that she's leaving me, so maybe there's my sign.
Well, yeah, at least you're watching a great movie while all this is
Yeah, at
going
least, yeah.
on.
I can't be in a bad mood while I'm watching something like this.
It's like the antidote to anything. It's like a
Oh yeah.
shield. It's like the perfect bubble from everything else that could be going on.
Yeah, this is, people are always talking about BetterHelp on podcasts and everything. For me, it's just this. It's just watching Star
Just
Wars
watching this lightsaber fight going
lights
on.
lightsaber battles. It's really interesting to have a sword fight or lightsaber fight like this where you really don't move your sword all that much at the other. You just kind of hold it
The
near
choreography is
them.
very like directed at each other.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm swinging this way, so you also swing this way.
Yeah, it's too like,
It's
and
a
they're like,
dance.
we are not gonna move any other parts of our body. It's like,
Yeah. You only move your arms. Yeah, then for
well, I know
some
you just
reason.
lost your wife, John, but my girlfriend is cooking up some very garlicky smelling dish right
Oh,
now.
wow.
I love the smell of garlic in the afternoon while I'm
Oh,
watching
there's
Star Wars.
there's nothing like it. Star Wars and garlic and, the love of your life. What more can you ask for? That's currently none of those things are happening to me, but you know, that so is life.
So such is life.
Such is life.
One second you think you're doing a simple movie commentary with a twist, and then the next thing you know, your wife is leaving you.
Your life is just in shambles.
and and while while you're continuing to watch, she's packing boxes outside
Yep.
and she's moving them out to a truck and you're just continuing
Yeah,
to
and just yeah. Oh, I thought I could keep the coffee table, but I guess that's hers. Yep. I just see her taking everything out there now.
the paintings go behind.
Yep, there's the Monet, the painting.
John's background is going to be about to become way less interesting.
Yeah.
And Luke Skywalker is sitting laying on the table with Leia comforting him like his wife just left him.
Oh, to feel the warmth of a woman's embrace.
I mean, what more can you say in a Star Wars commentary in 2024?
And have you been to Disney since they've added the new Star Wars rides?
No.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah. Yeah, shut up, John,
Oh, sorry.
with those
That was stupid.
questions. Fuck, man, everything Disney Star Wars represents, it's hard for me to get on board. Like,
It's it's just insane now. I
I'd have
haven't
a lot of conflicting feelings, I'm sure. Like
yeah.
if I went to see that.
It's really it's actually kind of fascinating to go and see just like the insane. But yeah, I mean it is like they put a ton of work into like making it look like its own world and everything. It's cool, but it's just kind of like insane to see the fandom of it on that like it's just
People who are
people are
drinking the
so
Kool-Aid.
into it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and at this point I'm not up to date with like all the Star Wars like lore and stuff. So there's so much that I don't like. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like people who don't like think about it,
Don't
or
question
don't really
anything.
care, like are the one, yeah, there's a lot, especially ones who are our age or older too. Like
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people who are like, what do you mean? It's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, they don't question it all. I'm like, you don't realize though, this is not really like Star Wars anymore. This is like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Trying to think of an example.
it's just like it's yeah, it's not like Star Wars was kind of like an organic thing that just like happened and naturally became like a huge thing and now it's in the hands of like a business empire.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't
Everything's a
know. Think of
business
like a
decision.
restaurant or a place you really like to eat at or something. I don't know, like Chicago guys, Gene and Jude's. Imagine if Gene and Jude's was as frequent as like you know, McDonald's, or like to a lesser degree, there's everywhere. That would suck.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
That's
It's just
sort of how it feels.
oversaturation. Yeah.
And of course, the quality would not be as good. They would probably serve ketchup, you know,
Yeah.
like the way Star Wars is serving ketchup. Ketchup should not be a part of Star Wars. I've said that a
It
million times.
Yeah. What else do you need to know? I mean, just get it out of here. I think there's like a demand. There was a demand for like more Star Wars, obviously, because there's a huge fan base for it that wanted
Right.
more. And then
Right.
it's like,
And they gave a giant buffet and like
yeah,
with too many choices to the point where it's like, what even is it anymore? Well, and they also cut out like, you know, the chef, the poster boy, who
yeah.
was the guy for all of it. So
So now, yeah, it's not, yeah, it's like fan fiction now, basically.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's like, it's just people, they just want to keep getting fed the same things they already know.
yeah. Welcome to the most all over the place commentary
Yeah.
ever.
I actually saw some ad for like a Star Wars themed cruise that's going on, which
Yeah,
is just like I'd honestly would love to go on that for free just to observe.
yeah.
Like I think there's like someone from the it was the guy who played like Jango Fett in the prequels was
What?
he was it was him and then someone from like one of the new shows was gonna be like they're like the stars of the cruise or whatever. And it's just like, man, I can't. Like
That's sad.
it's yeah, exactly. It just made me feel so like bummed out. Like
And
this
Jango
is
Fett's probably like the guy's probably drunk on the cruise the whole time because he's like, this is what I made it to.
yeah, he's like I have to I'm getting not a whole lot of other acting gigs, so I'm just gonna take a paycheck from Disney to go on this cruise with all these
Yeah.
Star Wars cruise
Well,
people.
and Disney, that means Disney didn't even like want to bring him back for one of the like,
Yeah.
things they're producing. The best they could do for him was a cruise.
I think of how many people had to say no then for them to get down to him on the totem pole. Like who did they
Yeah.
ask before they were like, all right, well, let's see if the guy who played Jango Fett can do it. Uh, because everybody else said no. I still can't imagine what seeing this movie would be like in the 70s. Like, I can't believe this got as big as it did. Just this really weird movie.
Certainly made me feel weird this afternoon watching this movie with you, John.
It's probably a similar feeling in the 1977.
Yeah, but we are taking ourselves and I hope our listeners on a mental just a mental journey as you start off not knowing anything about anything and you then are breaking down the corporation that owns the property about what we don't know about and talking about the cruise that they own too.
Yeah.
In ways, yeah, in ways like it all has come full circle this commentary.
We've become too saturated by the Star Wars capitalist empire that we can't take it anymore. It's drained our energy.
Yeah, and it's just like when you're doing the one for this movie, it's like, what else can you really do? Like, because like everything you're watching has been like dissected, talked about, Family
Parodied.
Guy, yeah, like commented on, and just talked about why it works and why it's good. You know,
Hmm.
in the end, what can we really do but just bullshit our way till this thing they blow up this thing? I do have things to say about the uh the end scene because I was watching this movie last week. Um and the end scene is like one of the weirdest things to me ever.
Yeah. There's
It's really weird.
you talking about like the award ceremony
Yeah,
thing.
it's like a really bizarre thing. Like I think we should that like we can go into detail on
Yeah.
because
There's a YouTube video of it that's like without the music of like what it would really sound like in the scene because there's no talking or anything. It's just like the score. So they're showing like what it would really sound like and it's just like dead silent.
and
And
they're just
it's
like
really funny. Yeah. Just like yeah, dead silent. And they're like putting the thing on the medals on and like, yeah. And
yeah,
then
and then they're like
out of nowhere, Chewbacca just goes, oh, like it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's also funny watching this and seeing how many like of those wipe transitions there are because it just seems
yeah,
like
right.
someone just
It's
got
like
like a
editing an iMovie in high
yeah,
school.
it's some teenager just got iMovie. Uh
It's like, oh, cool.
and yeah, he's like, "Oh, let's do these cool wipes." And they still I've known I because I watched a little bit of The Mandalorian and I think they use that in that too. Like it's like,
Oh,
all right, this is
great.
a part of the Star Wars universe. We have to use this
To
same
pay
transition.
homage.
Yeah.
I was watching Liar Liar last weekend
Oh, nice.
to watch some Jim Carrey shit and like when he's like lying in the courtroom or trying not to lie, he's like his like
What does he say there? He's like, I don't know. There's a great scene where he's starting to yell and he's like saying all these lies that he's or the truth that he's not
yeah, yeah.
trying to say. Yeah. I haven't seen that in a
He's
long
like
time.
it's yeah, it's pretty funny. Like, oh, the judge is like, do you have anything? Do you have anything? Like he's like, I object that we, move this court meeting. He's like, do you have anything, any reason? He's like, no.
No, yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah.
And he's like, why? No, he says, why? He's like, I am really disappointed from a bad sexual exchange last night.
I actually did rewatch The Truman Show after we did our last episode.
Oh, nice.
Still holds up. I do love that scene right there when that one guy gets hit. He's going down. He's like, ah!
Yeah, all the guys who play the pilots are great.
Yeah, that's there. Yeah, there's
You
the
like remember all of them, like the way their faces look.
yeah. These are like the cool guys. Like this is like Top Gun. Like
Hmm.
you could almost have like a whole. They could do one of their Star Wars spin-off shows on Disney Plus of
Yeah,
like
like the
a
pilots.
Top Gun-esque thing. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be so cool. But they won't do anything. They'll try to, but it won't be cool because they're doing it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. It'll be lame and
Yeah.
corny.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of there's plenty of great fan fiction ideas, but because of who's at the helm, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, so it's got to make sense, business wise.
Yeah. Lando Calrissian once came to the last restaurant I worked at.
Oh,
That was
dang,
cool.
Billy D.
Yeah. He was like, I'm Billy D. Williams, but the reservation is under. And then me and my manager were both, we're kind of in awe. And we were
Yeah.
like, we were kind of both like, oh, we know. We know you're Billy D.
So
Williams.
he really said that. He really said, "I'm Billy D.
Yeah,
Williams."
he's like, I'm Billy D. Williams.
I'm. You perhaps you've seen me in Star Wars as a Lando Calrissian. That is a cool name, Lando
Billy D.
Calrissian.
Williams. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, Billy. Both his names, his character name and his real name are cool.
Yeah. That was one of the coolest people who came, like in terms of like people who were like old movie stars. Like there's
Yeah,
not that many that like most people were like trying to think of who else old movie star wise. Like it's not like De Niro or Pacino ever came because that
yeah,
would be
yeah,
floor me, Like,
yeah. That would be insane.
but there were definitely a lot of crazy people that came. But he was like one of the ones where it's like, oh wow, like old movie star.
Kind of like legend
Yeah,
type person. Yeah.
yeah,
Nobody says a word to each other. They're all just like
yeah.
silently nodding and staring at each other.
Well, I don't know, John. I don't know what you thought about that one, but I have a lot of thoughts.
Wow, yeah, let's yeah. Luke, why don't you go through what your takeaways from this were. Your keys at the beginning were Alec Guinness and
Ooh, and then he ended up he passed away, and
yeah, that just goes to show you never know what could
you never
happen.
know what's gonna happen in cinema. That's for sure.
Yeah, you got to be ready for anything. And
Yeah,
to
and
think
I really
that
thought
this
I
early,
thought they were gonna die at numerous occasions.
yeah,
At
and
least 4 or 5 times I thought for sure they were gonna die.
so many near-death experiences, that's such is life, And yeah, what a play call by Lucas, having Guinness be taken out, you know, not even at the end of the film, with still plenty
Hmm.
of movie to go,
Yeah.
and that maybe
And I
that
think
is
my
like a Marion
favorite scene by
Crane.
far, though, John, that really encapsulates what cinema's all about is that final scene where it's just gestures, it's just smiling, it's just good vibes, happy. Um, you know, I think I want if I get married, I want my wedding to look and feel just like that scene.
Yeah, I mean that is just that's why you go to the movies, is for scenes like that. You feel good at the end of it, and that's what you're.
That's why you go to the movies while
That's
we're
why
both
you
watching this on a laptop.
Yeah, that's why you watch the movies on your laptop, for stuff like that. Just, that's what movies are supposed to be,
And I think
watched
I'd
on your
say
laptop.
I'd give this movie. I don't think it's I think it's one that will be forgotten. I don't think it's gonna be. I think like it was interesting, but not super memorable. I think I'll give it like 5.5 out of 10. And I don't think I think it's just, it was a lot of fun. I really liked that last scene. And I got really into the world. I think we both did. But personally, I don't think this movie is just going to be its own standalone thing. It's not really going to go anywhere. Nothing's going to really happen to it. Star Wars, more like at times Star Wars. And
Whoa.
or Star 4, because I basically gave it a 5.5. That's close to 4.
Here we go. Not a great score from our expert and analyst here, Luke.
Yeah, and I heard De Palma didn't like this movie.
Oh, wow.
De Palma didn't like it, and
Well, I tend to go along with whatever De Palma thinks of things.
Yeah.
Usually, and so for that reason, I'm gonna have to say I also didn't like it, because Brian De Palma said he didn't like it too. So, and yeah, I think we learned a lot during this screening, and yeah, and I guess where do you see someone like George Lucas going from here? Do you think he's going to make more of these, or do you think this is probably this might
I think
be the
he'll
nail
probably
in the
go
coffin?
back to the more like American Graffiti hangout movies. Yeah, but obviously he'll have to change it up a bit because in 2024.
Yeah, maybe he'll make a modern day American Graffiti, where instead of kids hanging out with their cars and diners and stuff, they're and drive-ins, they're going. Instead, it's just kids hanging out in their rooms on the internet. I think that's what I'd like to see out of American Graffiti 2, set in 2024. This has been a Star Wars movie commentary on Cinebums Network. For Luke Mueller, I'm John Nuring here. Thank you for joining us, and now we'll throw it back to you at home.
That's fine.
I don't know, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know, yeah.
That was a crazy one, John.
Yeah, that was something, man. And 4 hours later, here we are.
That was a crazy. Yeah, 4 hours. That was a crazy thing we just did.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah, that really took a lot out of me.
Yeah, me too.